Off-field antics and on-field dominance. At his peak, Odell Beckham Jr. was one of the most talented and exciting receivers ever. Some love him, others hate him. Was he all hype, or do you believe Odell is the real deal? Had it not been for injuries taking some of his prime years away and being sent to rot to the Cleveland Browns, there's a chance that he could have been a top 3 receiver in NFL history. Today, we will break down how he went from a 4-star recruit to one of the biggest names in the league, covering his high school career, collegiate career, his draft experience, and his NFL career. There's plenty to tell about Odell's journey, but we crammed as much as we could for you here in this video, so sit tight and enjoy to the end. Odell Beckham Jr. was a jack of all trades in high school. He lettered in football, basketball, and track at Isidore Newman School in New Orleans, Louisiana, well known for where the Manning brothers attended, Peyton, Cooper, and Eli. In football, he spent time at receiver, quarterback, running back, and cornerback. In his junior season, he pulled 45 passes for 743 yards and 10 touchdowns, along with 3 more touchdowns on the ground. He followed this up with an incredible 50-catch, 1,010 yards, and 19 touchdowns senior season, joining Peyton and Eli Manning's brother Cooper as the only player in school history to have a 1,000-yard receiving season. After an elite senior season, Beckham quickly gained notoriety as one of the best wide receiver recruits in the class of 2011. Rivals.com gave him a rival rating of 5.9 and a 4-star rating. He was also ranked as the 43rd best player in the class, the 4th best player in the state of Louisiana, and the 6th best receiver in the class. He caught national attention and was able to land an offer from his dream school. Beckham Jr. received offers from LSU, Ole Miss, Nebraska, and others. However, he took only one visit throughout his entire recruiting process, to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on January 21, 2011. Beckham followed in his parents' footsteps to become an LSU Tiger. In the 2011 season, LSU featured a strong receiver room featuring Ruben Randall, Jarvis Landry, and Beckham. Randall was a junior and commanded primary targets that year. Nonetheless, Odell would quickly take over as the second option. He finished his freshman year with 41 receptions, 475 yards, and 2 touchdowns. LSU finished the year with a 13-1 record, with their season ending in a 21-0 loss to Alabama in the national championship. Beckham became the primary target in his second year, with Jarvis Landry emerging as an elite second option. The two would dominate as a duo, making life easy for quarterback Zach Mettenberger. Odell caught 43 receptions for 713 yards and 2 touchdowns in the 2012 season. The Tigers would also post a 10-3 record, with their season ending in a heartbreaking 25-24 loss to Clemson in the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Odell improved in his third and final season at LSU. He finished the year with 59 receptions, 1,152 receiving yards, and 8 receiving touchdowns. LSU had another 10-3 season, ending their year in a 21-14 win over Iowa in the Outback Bowl. After an impressive junior year at LSU, Odell chose to forego his senior season and declare for the NFL Draft. NFL.com gave him a prospect grade of 6.4 out of 8, deeming him a player who would become a good starter within 2 years. Scouts were very high on his quick hands and feet, terrific leaping ability, his ability to create after the catch, and his ability to return kicks. However, there were some concerns about his height, speed, blocking ability, and his struggles against top-end secondaries in college. Leading up to the draft, scouts compared him to Mike Wallace and believed he would be selected in the middle to end of the first round. In the 2014 NFL Draft, Odell Beckham Jr. did not have to wait long to hear his name called, being the 12th player selected by the New York Giants. We actually have a video about this on our channel. He was the 3rd receiver taken. The Giants were led by an aging Eli Manning with a cast of lesser-known players on the New York offense. In his new home, Odell was reunited with a familiar face in the locker room, former LSU wideout Ruben Randall. The duo quickly got to work. OBJ's NFL career hit a speed bump due to a hamstring injury where he missed some time during training camp and the regular season, But that didn't stop him from pulling in 91 receptions for 1,305 yards and 12 touchdowns. What's more impressive is that Odell accomplished these numbers while missing the first 4 games of his rookie season. He led the league in receiving yards per game with 108.8. He earned Pro Bowl honors along with winning Rookie of the Year and Offensive Rookie of the Year. Moreover, what propelled Odell Beckham Jr. to the peak of his hype was when he took the NFL world by storm after making a seemingly impossible one-handed touchdown catch against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. A national audience, especially with America's team and New York all watching, made that catch become an instant, iconic moment. His incredible rookie year capped off with him gracing the cover of Madden 16, becoming the youngest player to do so. His career trajectory was launching to the moon. During the 2015 season, his feud with cornerback Josh Norman would lead to Beckham getting suspended for 1 game. Despite the troubles, he finished the year with 96 receptions, 1,450 yards, and 13 touchdowns. Once again made the Pro Bowl and also made his first appearance on the All-Pro second team. In 2016, Odell became the fastest player in NFL history to have 200 receptions, achieving this feat in only 30 games. He finished the regular season with an impressive campaign, racking up 101 receptions, 1,367 yards, and 10 touchdowns, again earning him a spot in the Pro Bowl and on the All-Pro second team. This season would also mark his first postseason debut. However, their playoff run would be very short-lived, falling to the Green Bay Packers in the wild-card round by a final score of 38-13. Odell struggled in this matchup, only able to pull in 4 of his 11 targets for 28 yards. In the following season, injuries would begin to impact Odell statistically. He was only able to play in 4 games in 2017. He was forced to undergo surgery and was sidelined for the remainder of the season. Nevertheless, his peers still ranked him as a top 100 player at number 77. Brands wanted in on the hype. Nike signed OBJ to the largest endorsement contract in NFL history. On August 27, 2018, Beckham signed a 5-year, $95 million contract extension with the Giants. Beckham set the record for most receptions through a player's first 50 games with 337, but once again, injuries would cut his season short. He suffered a quad injury that kept him sidelined through the final 4 games of the season. Despite this, he still totaled 77 receptions for 1,052 yards and 6 receiving touchdowns. Plus, he also threw for 2 touchdowns that year. On March 13, 2019, in a shocking move, Giants general manager Dave Gettleman traded OBJ to Cleveland after he publicly stated that he wouldn't. Baker Mayfield had an emergent 2018 season. The Cleveland Browns were eager to get him a true number 1 receiver. They believed that Odell would be their guy and sent Jabril Peppers, Kevin Zeitler, a 2019 first-round pick, and a 2019 third-round pick for Beckham and Olivier Vernon. Coming into the season, some went as far as saying the Browns were a dark horse candidate to win the Super Bowl with Odell on the team. At the same time, the trade reunited him with former LSU teammate Jarvis Landry. He had a strong first season in Cleveland, pulling in 74 receptions for 1,035 yards and 4 touchdowns. In the 2020 season, arguably the most devastating injury of his career would take place. After a strong start to the season, Odell would suffer a torn ACL attempting to make a tackle on a pick 6. It was clear that things were not going to work out in Cleveland for Odell between him and Baker. Things would quickly turn hostile. His father took to social media to post a compilation of Baker Mayfield ignoring Odell when he was wide open. The Browns would choose to end things quickly and opt to release him rather than search for a trade partner. He took full advantage of the opportunity of being an unrestricted free agent to sign with the Super Bowl-ready Los Angeles Rams. He ended up being a crucial part of the Rams' offense late in the season, pulling in 27 catches for 305 yards and 5 touchdowns in the 8 regular season games he played for the team. He continued to have an impact in the team's playoff run, racking up 21 catches for 288 yards and 2 touchdowns in only 4 games. Odell also scored the opening touchdown of the Super Bowl, but went down early in the second quarter in what ended up being the second ACL tear of his career. Despite missing him for a majority of the game, the Rams were still able to pull out a 23-20 win over the Cincinnati Bengals and give Odell Beckham Jr. the first Super Bowl of his career. Odell was forced to undergo another difficult recovery to bounce back from another ACL tear. He remained a free agent through the entirety of the 2022 season, and despite how demoralizing this must have been, he stayed focused on making a comeback. His opportunity would present itself in the 2023 offseason. It appeared that the Baltimore Ravens had burnt their bridge with Lamar Jackson and were desperate to do whatever it took to get him to sign back with the team after Lamar demanded a trade. The Ravens did not want to lose their franchise quarterback, so at his request to bring in better receivers, they signed Odell. He had a respectable regular season for where he's at in his career, plus the fact that Baltimore relies heavily on the ground game. He totaled 35 catches for 565 yards and 3 touchdowns, helping the Ravens clinch the first seed in the AFC and being the favorites to make it to the Super Bowl. Odell has had his ups and downs on the field, but he has found a way to overcome every hurdle thus far. Do you think his career is Hall of Fame worthy? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you made it this far, could you be a subscriber to our channel? You'd be a helper by doing so. We are working hard to bring you stories of the game's best stories. As always, thank you for watching The Halftime Show. See you all in the next one.